spend one full night, maybe some of the ministers may be here. There is no president that will sit with a labor union, with his vice president, with his attorney general, with his finance minister. We did not limit it to Minister of Labor or Minister of Education because of us, but all of us, so that they will know that any decision taken there will be implemented. Even with that, ASU refused to call off their strike. So that was my commitment to education. So I believe that more people will write more books. I don't intend to discuss the book. I don't agree with him in some of the areas he put across, but that is the key thing about looking at a leader. It's just like when we were undergraduates, I remember I was discussing with one of my friends who was in the humanities side, and we were talking about the poets and the literary critics. And he was trying to explain to me that there's one late Gabriel Okara, who was a poet, said that sometimes when they write the poems and the critics write about their work, that sometimes they don't agree with them because they see things differently, and the critics may see things differently. So you may do a critic of somebody's poem, but the poet is like somebody who is possessed and saw something differently. So it's leadership. Sometimes something may happen. A president or a governor may sack a person. Sometimes what society thinks that is the reason for that is very different. He mentioned about my removing my chief of army staff, General Ejirika, and he said that because there was so much pressure on me from the north, it was not pressure. If somebody is doing what is right, even if you want to hit my head and split my head, I will not. You know what happened to Aruma Ote? Aruma Ote was not even a minister. Do you know? We know, because then you were in the House of Rep, I think so. Huh? Yes. The House of Rep committee fell for one reason or the other, and when I listened to the whole thing, I said that this is a lady that made first class in computer in Nsukka. Brilliant lady. And she's not somebody I would say is corrupt. And I said no. It was tense. My close political people said, look, you have to sacrifice her so that you don't have problems with the House of Rep. That sometimes presidents, you have to, as a leader, sacrifice. I said, I'm not sacrificing any Nigerian. I will sacrifice myself. I stood my ground until the whole thing ended. Of course, later he went back to World Bank, and yes, if I had messed her up, because the issues were corruption issues. So if you have caved in because I want to be good, I want to sacrifice somebody to have a good name in the House of Rep, that lady would have been finished. Because immediately you are tagged as a corrupt person, the whole world, nobody wants to touch you with a long spoon. That is the problem myself and some members of my cabinet are still suffering till today. At the beginning of the administration, when we were all tagged corrupt people, just like the book Ruben Batty quoted. There's another one, they said that where stealing is not corruption. You know the authors of those ones. So to me, I have to thank God that today people like you even gather here to celebrate me. Because it is God. Otherwise, I could have been completely buried. Those are the challenges leaders face. And I believe that maybe with time, as you do more research, you may change some of your views about some of those things. And I also note very well, I wanted to make some comments, but I didn't want to. The section you said that, oh, yes, I did well, but there are certain expectations that I did not meet. Maybe I'll keep it for another day so that I don't keep people for